Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. My name is Johanna. For those of you who are new here, welcome. For those of you who are returning, welcome back. In today's video, we're going to be making some faux postage stamps, and if that is of interest to you, please stay tuned. Alright, so for those of you who have been here for a while, this is recognizable to you. We're not going to be working in this, but I did want to show you something because it directly corresponds to the envelope that is on my desk here. And so I had ordered some items from the corner stationery shop on Etsy, and I wanted to be able to show you that because there's no actual branding in here. I already put this in my junk bullet journal as sort of Happy Meal memorabilia. And this was a little tag that she had sent as well. So I will link her shop in the description box below. And so in the package, and this is how she sent this, and then this came in a bubble mailer, is I had ordered a variety of things. I had ordered a cling stamp. It's got all kinds of things on it, so you could use it as just one piece, or you could stamp it and then cut out the various pieces. And I think that's really cute. Some fairy stickers. This is a 72-piece mystery, not box, but mystery package. And so it has all kinds of different stickers in there. And then some of these little die cuts. But there was also these that I had ordered, which is what we're going to, not looking like this, but we're going to be making some faux postage stamps. And so it is easy, maybe too easy, to just purchase this stuff off of Etsy, because I also have those other stamps I showed you in another video. But I think it can be relatively easy to make them, especially if you have just some simple products on hand. Now, if you have searched for faux postage stamps here on YouTube, then it can seem like it is relatively easy to do, so long as you have a lot of stuff. And I know that a lot of people who are doing these faux postage stamps videos have been in the journal or the junk journal community for quite some time. And so what they're really trying to do is just make new items with the various products that they have. And they have a lot of it. But if you are new to it, it can be encouraging for you to be like me, because a lot of my first instinct is, oh, well, let's see what Amazon has. Let's see what Etsy has, and then I can make the thing that they're making. Or it can be discouraging because they're using their scraps, and rightfully so, but you may not have even a third of it, or half of it, or even a fraction of it, but you still want to try to make cute things for your journal. So I'm hoping I can show you some ways that you can do this. The first style we're going to do is going to try to make it as simple as possible, using just really minimal tools. And then the second way I'm going to show you will use a little bit more tools than the first way. And then you can search on here on YouTube for faux postage stamps, and you can look at other ways. Again, it's really about using what you have. Now, this is just a regular copier paper that I have colored, and I'm going to be using that in today's video, but you can just take regular copier paper, colored paper, old book paper, whatever it is that you have on hand, and I'll show you a really quick and easy method on how to alter it to give yourself some options. Now, of course, you could use watercolors, and you can get a really cheap set of Crayolas or the off-brand watercolors from your local Target, Walmart, or your local stores like that for very inexpensive. But if you have washable markers like Crayolas or other brands like that, then you can use that as well. So let me just pull out 3 different colors. The technique is all the same, and I just want to show you how easy it is to put together. Now I like stacking my paper up. It's not necessary for this project. It actually didn't soak through because none of it got on here and this one was on there. I just like having the little bit of cushion. I use a Ziploc bag, but I turn it inside out. And so if for any reason there's any pigment that has dried, it won't get everywhere because I store this in the Crayola box. So I'll just put this to the side here. I'm sorry for the glare, if there is one. And I'm just going to color that in. Now I could put that right on here. Rub it in, and that actually does make a very interesting effect. But if you want something more of a watercolor effect, then you're going to need to add water. Hence why you want something water-based. Now, I don't have a sprayer. That would actually be ideal. So I'm just going to very carefully try to add some water to the page. And then I'm going to use a foam brush. You could use a sponge. You can use, I think even a cotton pad would work, because basically you just want to transfer it from here to here, and then you would brush it on. You can dab it, and then you can turn this around and again smush it into your paper. We're just trying to give this some color and some texture so that we're not just working straight on white. And then as you can see, we can do that with the other colors. Now you may want to wash your brush in between. I don't. It's not that I don't want to, it's just I don't want to. So I'm just gonna put a drop or that much water. When I was working on this one, I was at the end of a bottle of water, and so it just made it way more manageable, but we'll deal. Now you can see, or well, I can see, I don't know if you guys can, that there is a touch of pink to it. Again, that's fine for me. We're actually going to pull this into the blue and put that on the page as well. Now the less water you use, the more pigment will actually come up on the page. If you have a spray bottle, use that. Again, I don't, so we're going to use what we have. Now when it dries, it will give it a more crinkled texture like this one, and then you can make this in whatever color way that you want to go with whatever that you're using this for. So let me just dry this off. Oh, that was the wrong side. Just gonna hang this off to the side so it can dry, and we'll move on to the next step. Now, along with this, I'm going to use some packing paper. If you guys watched my Maisie Lane Co. unboxing, this was what was stuffed in there. So I'm just going to cut a piece of this off. And I think we're going to use this as our background piece because we're going to be layering some items. And so let's use this. And I'm not measuring as much as I want straight lines. Now you guys know I would normally just take out my paper cutter, but again, we're trying to use as few supplies as possible. And so we're going to just use a scissor. All right, let me see if I can figure this out. So if I line that like that, then I'll get a straight edge because that's an angle. I don't know if you guys can see it, but that's a right angle. And so that will give us straight edges, right? I'm not looking for perfection. I just think that's kind of cool that that's on there. And apparently I have water either on my hands or on the table. So I'm going to cut this out, and you can make it any size. And you might think that this is only stuff that junk journalers do, but once we've got a few of these pieces, I think this would look really cute in a happy planner, or in an Erin Condren, or in an art journal, or a daily journal, or a faith journal. You can make these in whatever style and colorway that you want. So just whenever you see videos that is in one particular field or niche here on YouTube doesn't mean that you can't carry it over into your own crafting or journal or planner process. In fact, if you don't use your Happy Planner monthly overview, you could make a lot of these and put it in each little box and be 31 days of March of faux postage stamps or little ephemera pieces that you're making. And I think that would be really fun and exciting. I don't know, maybe that's just me. Okay, so I want to get a piece that's smaller. So I'm going to start with a piece that's the same size, and then I will cut it down. Because I want that piece that we just cut to be the first layer. So that's interesting, and that fits pretty well. So if we cut a sliver off the top, if we cut a sliver off the side, then we should be able to mat that. And actually I think I'll cut it a little bit more, because there's another thing that I want to do to kind of give that postage stamp look. Not sure what's going on with my voice today. I don't feel bad. I just sound weird. Okay. So just turn this around for now. Yeah, that's the side of the black ink, so I think we'll put that at the back, and this will get glued or taped down to whatever you're putting it in, so that's fine. And that would get like that. And then let's see if we can add some interest to this. Now normally you'd see them using scraps or die cuts. Well, I have this little piece of magazine here. Actually, I think I have some magazine cutouts. All right, so my mom had purchased this at the beginning of February, and I looked through it. I don't normally like using magazines, but I thought, well, maybe I can cut some pieces out of here that will work. And so I cut out all these pieces here, and then I just had this as just scrap paper. And so I think what we're going to do is we're going to cut this piece right here. Now, I'm not great at the fussy cutting because, to be honest, I don't have the patience. All right, so I cut this piece out here, and so let's just layer these. We're just going to use a simple glue stick. I do have other methods of glue. I do have double-sided tape, but from an accessibility standpoint and an affordability standpoint, I think glue sticks might be your best bet. Now, like many other products, it's one of those things that if you're looking for longevity, you will want to get better grade products. I don't know how long this glue stick and this piece will last, but correspondingly, I don't know how long I'll need it to last. And so the better your glue, the probability that it's going to stick for longer is higher. I don't know if that made sense, but I mean, really right now we're just trying to find some products that are accessible, inexpensive, and easy to use. But if you decide, yeah, no, that's something I'm really interested in doing, then you may, as time and funding permits, add on to your collection. And then trying to find these ways to do things on a budget may not necessarily be what you're looking for or needing. But if it's something that you can use right now while you're either trying to figure things out, seeing if you even like it, or just using products on hand, I think it's a good way to start. And I'm not knocking the ladies that I watch on YouTube. They provide such great content and such beautiful finished pieces. Quite a few of them have printables that if you're interested or like what you've seen on the video, then don't have to even worry about finding the pieces. You can actually just purchase the printable from them. And on some levels, that's really cool and convenient because you just print it out and it's there. But then there's also that inherent assumption that you have a printer or that you can afford all of that colored ink or any of those natural assumptions that people assume. If you don't, then that just seems like one less way that you can create. Because I know when I watch things, sometimes I will just watch for the pure joy of it. But then it'll start getting into my head like, well, I don't have that. So what could I use? Is there anything that I could use? Well, no, I don't have that either. Well, no, why would I have that? Do I need that? Do I need that? I think I need that. And it becomes this spiral and a circle that, I don't know, I don't think it's necessary. And I don't think when you're watching videos that that's their intention. In fact, I know it isn't, because they will tell you from minute 1 to minute whenever the video is done, just use what you have. It's really hard to use what you have if everything that you see is what you don't have. I mean, it's easy to be creative when you have lots of choices. Well, and then there's problems with that. But it's definitely difficult, or more difficult, to be creative if you're on a limited budget, if you've got a tight space and so you can't actually have a lot of different things. And the easy ways people show you to do things are easy if you have the stuff to do the things with. I don't know, maybe I'm talking bubbles. But we're just going to finish this one off because I think it actually looks really cute like that. And we're going to add in, no, that circle will be too big. I do have a circle stencil, but we're actually going to use this. So I'm just going to draw around this. Maybe I should have done a better job at drawing. And then do a smaller line. And then this is a 0.1. Any black pen would work. This is the first one that I chose. And then I'll take a black 3 or a 0.3 because it's a thicker line. And we'll do some of those things that normally get stamped on it. And we can do postal at the top there. If you have stamps that can replicate that, even better. But if you don't, there's no harm in making it yourself. Now, normally when you see stamps, because real stamps usually come on a sheet, and so you just kind of tear it off because it's perforated, and so it gives you that sort of deckled edge. Well, in this one, we're not going to use that. But if you can find a pen that is a similar tone to that, although a black will work, you can sort of mimic that effect by just making waves. I don't know if you can see it, so that you do a scalloped edge. Now if you want to go even full on into it and cut that out, more power to you. You could also use black. I think this just creates a better illusion that you've got that shape. I think that looks good, and I think that would be a really cute ephemera piece in your junk journal, your bullet journal, your happy planner, your Erin Condren. Now again, the more stuff that you have, or the more creativity that you have, I mean, I have a ton of washi. I could have put some strips of that down. I'm really just wanting you to look at the stuff that you have on hand and then seeing how you can use it to make little things. You could have made something that's only half of that. If you make it bigger, you could make something that looks like this into a postcard. I mean, the options are endless, but hopefully it just gives you an idea on that there are options that are accessible and affordable. Okay, well, I think that's pretty cute, if I do say so myself. And now we're going to do one that has more stuff involved. All right, so for this next one, we're going to use some scrapbooking paper. Now, I highly doubt that this one is available because this is actually something my sister owned, and so it's pretty old. But we're just going to choose a paper from here. And because it's double-sided, let's choose this one. This gives us a wealth of options because we can cut out a piece like we did. This one actually has grid lines. I'm going to make it on the bigger size. I think it might be easier for you guys to see. If I were making this, and I will use them in my journal, but if I were like mass producing these, I would actually make them a variety of different sizes. That may not have been the best pen to use. As it's hard to see the lines. And I just realized it's kind of ridiculous because I knew I was going to be using my paper cutter. Again, we're going to just use a little bit more materials and make another stamp. So we're going to use this really colorful one as the background. You actually won't see a lot of it. And let's make this 2.5 inches. And then I know if we cut a chunk off of this one, actually no, let's do something else first. If you have one of these pinking shears, I have not had the best of luck with these things, so I'm not sure how this is going to go. But if you have that, that will create that sort of deckled edge that we tried to create just with pen. So wish me luck. Yeah, it doesn't cut cleanly. I've never had luck with these things. I think it might work a little bit better if the paper is heavier. This isn't necessarily thin paper. It's certainly thicker than the copier paper, but it's thinner than some of my cardstock ones. Okay, well, I mean, it's not the greatest, but I mean, neither is a scissor, so it'll do. And now we can cut, because now we know what kind of surface area that we can use. And so let's mark this out, because I'm going to use my paper cutter again. And here. actually think that's really pretty. Now the only thing I found with this particular paper pad that I have never had in any other paper pad is that there is a scent to it. I don't know what it is, but there is absolutely a scent. It's not completely unpleasant, but it's also not pleasant. It's not chemical. I don't know if it's just the paper. I don't know what it is, but there is absolutely a scent. Now I could also try to decal that one, but we're absolutely not. So we're gonna put that down and just figure out how we want this. Let's use this. Now you could also use double-sided tape. I find when you're doing stuff like this, because you're probably making more than one at a time. If I were making this for realsies, I would actually sort of batch process. I would do all the backgrounds, then I would do all these pieces, and I would go that way. And I would do it while watching either YouTube or watching something on TV or Netflix or something. For this purpose, I just want to do one just so that we can focus on this right here. And I just think if you do it that way, then you can create your stash and a collection a lot easier. Okay, so let's put something on there. I'm tempted to use a sticker. I'm sure we can find something out of here. And I like that circle, but we're going to be stamping a circle on here, so I'm going to avoid that. So let's see. Well, no, because I don't know exactly what we're going to be using. Okay, here's something. It's little. And maybe we can do some layering. So like that. And that. I don't know if you guys noticed, but in the junk journal videos that I watch, at least, they generally don't use stickers. They'll have tons of die cuts and whatnot, but stickers are not something that they have. Now, coming from a happy planner kind of background, I have a ton of stickers. Oh, this is interesting. So I'm using things that I have. You might be like, oh my goodness, you're just telling us that it's hard to watch these videos because you don't have a lot of this stuff, and then you start pulling out stuff we don't have. Well, really, use the stuff you have, guys. It doesn't have to be this sticker book. It doesn't have to be stickers. If you're really good at fussy cutting, which I am not, then you can find images, or if you have the patience to cut something like this out or going through your paper pads, by all means, do that. Now, I had seen a video, and it was sometime earlier today, where she used this because it's a circle. And this is just a clock stamp, which I think is ingenious, because once you stamp it down, you can't really tell. But I also have this stamp, but I could use that one right there. And if I'm clever enough with the inking, I think I can get it. Yeah, let's use this one. Now, I don't have a block handy. Well, it sticks there, and I can use that, but I can't see it. So I'm just gonna stick this on here and risk getting dirty. And we don't want that stopwatch thing there. I'm, just gonna put that down, press it. Yeah, I think that's cute. I'm gonna need to clean that. And then this one, if we put some ink down, oh, it sticks to your finger, and then press it to take some of it off, then we can do some of that. Okay, I'm not sure that that added anything. Oh, it added those lines there. Okay, okay. Well, then what else do we have here? If you can tell, I don't play with stamps very often. Put that down there. Oh, what's under here? Oh, the other stamp. I don't know, I kind of like that. I mean, look how cute that is. All right, let me clean this up, and I'll be right back. All right, guys, so these are the two that we made together. This took me all of like 2 minutes to put together. I used some of the stickers from here. In fact, that one is just the leftover piece from that. This one was one of those home stickers. I used that method where I used the packing paper and the paper that we had put together. And then this is that stamp. This one right here, which is probably my most favorite stamp in the world, or at least in my collection. I picked this up from a campus bake and craft sale. Yeah, I didn't buy any baked goods, but they got me with the craft stuff. And I think that just looks so cute. But I think they're all really interesting to look at. They add some depth, they add some texture. They're going to go in here. These are just some things that I've been holding on. And wouldn't that look really cute as an embellishment there? Or an embellishment on an envelope, or as an actual fake postage stamp. I mean, look at this color combination right here. Isn't that pretty? I'm gonna put that down. So if you get anything from this video, if you're still here, I want you to not be dissuaded by the lack of stuff that you think you might have. You might not have the dyes and the inks and the ink pads, the Tim Holtz stuff. You might not have a lot of different tools, but I think with a little imagination, you certainly can use the tools you have. Because really, it's just, do you have some magazines? Can you cut out some words like that? That's cute. Do you have some stamps? Maybe you're a stamper, maybe you're a card maker. Do you have some of your old planners, your old journals? Is there things of that you can cut out? Do you have some washi? I think doing a matte job like that, where you have a contrasting paper on the back, another paper on the top, doing strips of washi, and then maybe trying that trick there. Although, if you're not on camera, it's just way easier to do. I think that will look interesting, because really all you're doing with this is just trying to add some visual interest to your page. And I think it does that superbly. It doesn't matter what you're using. Oh, look at that. I mean, doesn't that already change the complexity of the page? It absolutely does. Oh, guys. I love how this came out, and I'm definitely going to be making a lot more. I hope you guys found some value in this. I never want to sound like I'm preaching and that I'm trying to tell you guys what to do, but I never want it to make it seem like, well, you need all the stuff I have. You just use the stuff you have. And see what you can create by gluing bits of paper and stickers and stamps and washi, or just bits of paper. Paper and glue is literally all you need. Well, and some pens help. Go the route of Crayola. Now, if you have tons of stuff, then it's easier because there are choices. But if you don't have tons of stuff, well then, make some stuff. And if you realize, yeah, that was super cute, well, then you can make some more stuff. Next week, Saturday, we're actually going to be working on this page here. That'll be the last of the series for this junk journal. And I think that's how we're going to start this off. So if I glue just one side here, I love the pop of yellow, but this still leaves the pocket open. And then we'll finish doing some embellishment here and then doing also a bit of journaling because I know what I want to put on this page. I'd love to know what you guys think. And as always, aloha.